Welcome to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Class C1 state championship football game between the Imperial Longhorns and the Monarchs of David City, Aquinas. With Adrian Fiala, I'm Bill Dolman. We're pleased to have you with us for today's ball game. And Adrian, if you like smash mouth, ground them up, chew them up type football, this is the game for you. We're going to unveil the wing tee of the Monarchs and the wishbone of the Longhorns.
Looking forward to it, Bill, as always, when we're talking about great defense, a lot of power, a lot of strength. The Imperial Longhorns, that is, ranked number 7, 11-0 on the year, come in today, a power running team. We'll see a lot of run and hit displayed by this Longhorn football team, a very physical team. They also have an excellent defense, giving up just 6 points per game on the year to the opponents, while in turn running up 312 yards and 31 points per game on their own. David City Aquinas, they're 10-1. They lost their first game to inter-city rival Wahoo Newman. I don't want to say inter-city rival, but big rival Wahoo Newman over there, 18-13. And from there, then there on out, they ran the table, and they come in here today. They had a tough win over Columbus, 31-30 in the playoffs. Won that with a field goal in the last 3 seconds. But they come in today averaging 382 yards in total offense. So we're going to have ourselves a whale of a football game here. The concern that Aquinas has about Imperial is that, well, Aquinas is a little bit smaller up front. They're concerned about that power and that speed that Imperial has, and whether or not they'll be able to capitalize on that. So we're about ready to set it up as the officials are convening at midfield, talking things over, making sure everybody's straight on their assignments, and we're about ready to tee this baby up.
Imperial will be in the white jerseys with the black pants, and David City Aquinas will be in the all black uniforms with the gold helmets. And David City Aquinas will receive the opening kickoff. It will be number 30, Eric Duispolaire, back there, along with 44, Kelly Kadavy, and number 8, Tony Truska. A trio of Monarchs situated down inside the 5-yard line, awaiting the opening kick of this Class C1 state championship game.
Along with that great defense, Bill, I wanted to add, if I may, they have played great defense all year. They forced 35 turnovers on the year, Imperial has. 11 fumbles, 24 pass interceptions, and they have really kept teams at bay in that regard. Their defense just swarms to the football and turns it over, gets it done.
Well, there will be a new champion in Class C1. For the last 2 years, it's been the Milford Eagles who have ruled the roost. They beat Battle Creek in 1996 and in 1995. Prior to that, it was David City Aquinas who won championships in 94 and 1993. They also finished as the runner-up in 1992. So the Monarchs are looking to get back on top, and Imperial is looking to cap an unbeaten season as the ball bounces into the end zone for the touchback. And the Monarchs will take over first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
David City Aquinas offense makes their way out on the field, and when you take a look at them, there's shades of Colorado. They look a lot like the Buffaloes and the type of uniforms they have. Solid black uniforms, gold letters, gold helmets. Sure, the last thing they want to do to be compared to Colorado, but that's who they look like.
Well, they win a lot more than the Buffs.
Yeah.
At 10-1. Craig Pellin is the quarterback, number 14, a single setback, and then a wing tee. Duispolaire is the man in motion, long starting count, and a dive on the first play of the game. That's the fullback, Tony Truska, or rather Truxa. And Tony's out across the 20 to near the 23-yard line. They'll give him 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 now.
First hit of the ball game by the Imperial defense made by Dusty Hudson, their leading tackler, 114 tackles on the game. There he is right there, number 95. He's just a junior, 180 pounds. He plays that middle linebacker.
2nd down and 7, 30 seconds into the C1 state championship. Motion the other way, and they give it to the man in motion. That's 44, Kelly Kadavy. He's got short yardage. He's out across the 25-yard line. They'll mark him down just shy of the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Monarchs running some basic plays right now, trying to get a look at that Imperial Longhorn defense. And again, this defense very stingy over the year, just allowing 90 yards rushing per game and 80 yards passing per game, and 6 points total per game for the opponents.
Jeff Kopeski is split wide to the right, wing T formation. Pellin, the quarterback, surveys the defense. Duispolaire goes in motion. Pellin wants to throw. And the pass is knocked away, intended for Kelly Kadavy. Great defense on the play by 14 Luke Kaiser. And that'll force a 4th down and 3 situation, and the Monarchs will punt it away.
Luke Kaiser is the Imperial quarterback, but he also plays some defensive secondary. And this time he knocks the pass down. You see him reach out here. He's a big, tall kid. Watch him reach out here. He uses that height and that long arm to his advantage. He's intercepted 9 passes on the year.
Elton Ogg is back deep to receive along with Sam McNair, and it's a bouncing kick taken by Ogg. He gives off to McNair, who drops the football, collects it, and he's got all kinds of problems as he's forced back to the 37-yard line. They'll say the forward progress was stopped at the 40-yard line. Good field position for Imperial, but they dodge an early bullet.
Absolutely, Bill. McNair just having trouble getting the handle on that handoff, and he loses actually about 7-8 yards on the play, depending on the spot. Well, they're going to spot it right at the 40, so it wasn't quite that much. But here you see it again as the handoff will be made by Ogg to McNair, and then boom, all the black shirts arrive. The men in black arrive and cause an extra 5-6 yard loss.
10:30 in the first quarter. 1st down and 10. The ball at the 40-yard line. Luke Kaiser is the quarterback. And no wishbone set here. They've got one man in the backfield, and Kaiser drops the football. And they've got a problem on the exchange, and Kaiser falls forward for a 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9. But that's not the way they wanted to begin this football game.
Yeah, a few C1 final championship nerves showing right there as Kaiser in his center. That's number 62 out there for Imperial. Richard Hickman having a problem on the snap.
Kyle Coates, 24, 31 Ben Johnson, and 42 Neil Funer, the running backs. And this is 24 Coates on the dive, and he's hit immediately. He may have picked up a yard. They'll spot the ball down at the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Slow developing play out of the wishbone set.
Good defense that time. 76, Mike Cunningham, one of the biggest players on the Aquinas team, 250 pounds. He's a senior, and he's going to stack it up right here. He and a host of other tacklers shorten that gain. 3rd down and about 8.
Double tight set, 3rd down and long. And they give it to Funer, who's off the left side, lowers his head and pulls his way across the 50. And that'll be enough for a Longhorn 1st down.
Watch the lead blocks this time by Lance Keening and Ryan Johnson, 60 and 71. They'll pull from the right side and lead the way. As we see the running back, Fuhr, picking up the football. But again, those great blocks up front by Keening and Johnson.
Johnson won't carry the football too much. The fullback is used primarily as a blocking back. And Neil Funer is the leading ground gainer for this Imperial ball club. And they bring the sticks out, but that was clearly a 1st down carry. Funer on the year, 181 carries, 1,024 yards. And Kyle Coates, the other tailback, 124 carries, 860 yards. So good productivity by the 2 running backs behind that fullback Johnson. And you've got Kaiser, the quarterback, who's a junior, 170 pounds, but he's a tall one. Kaiser looks like he goes about 6'2" or 6'3". Our program doesn't give heights, but he may be even a 6'4" kind of kid. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Imperial. They adjust a few of the straps on Kaiser's helmet. And now 1st down and 10. The ball a yard inside Monarch territory at the 49-yard line. And Kaiser gives to Funer, and he sneaks through the line on the right side and dives forward across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. So after 2 short gains on their 2 first plays from scrimmage, Imperial is now on the move.
Just again grinding it out. Good tough power football thus far. We're in the early going here in the first quarter. 8:47 and counting on the board.
Opening drive for the Imperial Longhorns. Aquinas was forced to punt on their first series. And the give is to 42, Neil Funer. And he's hit down hard at the 41-yard line. He'll be about a yard and a half shy of the 1st down. They need to get the 39-yard line to keep this drive moving. It's 3rd down and short.
See the initial hit made right there. That was number 30, Eric de Wispelaar. We're going to have fun with some of these names on the Aquinas side.
4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. They break the bone. The man in motion is Funer. And a quick pitch to Kyle Coates. He's got some room to run along the near side. He's forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. He picks up the first down and a whole lot more, but we do have penalty flags on the play. Back at the line of scrimmage. And they're bringing this one back.
Big block that time by Neil Funer on the far side. He knocked over his man, and then 71 Ryan Johnson was also out there leading the play with some good blocking, but a little conversation now going on. Roger Douglas, the referee, talking it over with David City Aquinas. Imperial will back off a little bit here.
Illegal motion is the indication against the Longhorns, and that'll set Imperial back 5 yards. 3rd down and 7 now. So a fortunate play for David City Aquinas. The ball was all the way down at their own 25-yard line. Instead, they go the other way thanks to the penalty. Another 3rd down situation, but 3rd down and long now from the 46. Kaiser dropping back to pass. Has time. Lost one over the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted by 16, Tony Kobza. He stays in bounds, shakes off a tackler, and brings the ball back upfield to the 41-yard line.
Kaiser just delivered the ball just way over the head of the receiver this time. He had plenty of time to throw the football, but the ball got away from him, and Tony Kobza, the Aquinas quarterback, was there to make. I'll check it. Pellin is going to be the starting quarterback here, Craig Pellin. But Tony Kobza there to make the play.
So instead of 1st down at the 25, Imperial gives the football back. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And they give it to the tailback, Truxa. He breaks into open field, breaks a tackle. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Tony Truxa will score.
Wow, you talk about speed. That was one of the concerns that head coach Fred Bessler had about this ball club, was the excellent speed they had, and you just saw it in the form of Tony Truxa coming down this near sideline, the west sideline here at Memorial Stadium. Motion. That kind of gets the eye of the linebackers when that motion comes, and that offside, folks. And you kind of get distracted with that motion, and boom, the fullback pops it up inside. And that's where Truxa came from. And boy, can he fly, Bill, for being a fullback.
59-yard touchdown run. Craig Pellin is the place kicker. The hold is down. The kick is blocked. And with 7:31 remaining in the first quarter, after the failed PAT try, David City Aquinas has a 6-0 lead. We'll take a break and come back with more in just a moment.
Welcome to Memorial Stadium, home of the defending national champion.
Because of its remarkable clarity, Cellular One is Nebraska's #1 cellular service.
After a pickup of 14, that brings a 3rd down and 2 with the ball on the 16-yard line.
Cellular One, clear across Nebraska.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. 7:31 to play in the opening quarter with Adrian Fiala. I'm Bill Dolman. David City Aquinas takes advantage of the interception. Tony Kobza picked off. Luke Kaiser pass set the Monarchs up in great field position at the 41-yard line, and on the very next play, Tony Truxa took it the rest of the way for the touchdown. Now the ensuing kickoff is being returned by 48 Elton Ogg, and he's got it all the way up to the 36-yard line. So good starting field position for Imperial Chase County.
Elton Ogg, a senior, he caught that football right in the center of the field, brought it right up towards the middle, towards that wedge, and decided now's the time to break it off. He saw some room to the right side, and you saw him right there taking a look, and bingo, he takes it out, gets it across the 35-yard line, right to the 36-yard line.
1st down and 10 from the 36. Imperial in the wishbone. Ben Johnson, the man in motion. And they keep it on the ground. This is Kyle Coates with the football going off the right side. He gets some pretty good yardage out across the 40-yard line down to the 40, well, they call it the 41. It'll be a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Right behind the block of 71, Ryan Johnson. 200-pound senior down there. Plays the right tackle spot. That run went right behind his block.
Chilly afternoon in Lincoln. Temperatures 34 degrees. The sun peeking through the clouds, and the shadows of Memorial Stadium are starting to stretch across the field. Second down and 5, carry by Neil Funer. He follows the line blocking on the right side and bulls his way across the 45. He's shy of the 46, so it'll be third down and less than a yard remaining for the Longhorns.
Tackle made by Eric Yendrick that time. Defensive lineman down there. He's a senior, 235 pounds, number 74. Closed down and got underneath it all and brought the ball carrier down.
Third down and less than 1. And movement along the defensive front, and there's contact. And that'll be offsides against David City Aquinas. The nose tackle Jeff Messing appeared to have jumped. And offsides is the indication, and that will be an automatic first down for the Longhorns. And they'll set the football just inside Monarch territory at the 49.
It was indeed Messing, and that's one of the rules there. You cross that neutral zone and they throw the flags immediately. Don't give you a chance to get back. As soon as you penetrate that neutral zone, it's a flag from the referees.
First and 10 now for the Longhorns. Double tight set, working out of the wishbone. And this is Coates with the carry. And he's grabbed by Messing and pulled down after a 2-yard gain. They'll spot it at the 47. First down, or rather second down now. And well, they'll give him progress down to the 46-yard line, so it'll be second down and 6.
Imperial has qualified for the playoffs 9 times in their history, but this is the first time that they've made it to the championship finals.
Second down and 6. Kaiser, the quarterback, turns, fakes to the fullback, gives it to Funer. Good tackle that time by 47 Coulter Hilger, the defensive end.
Coulter, one of the top tacklers on this football team for David City Aquinas, has 91 tackles on the year. That's second on the ball club. Came up and made a great shoe top tackle right there, holding on. Good strong move by Coulter.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark remaining, David City Aquinas with a 6-0 lead. The Longhorns of Imperial Chase County trying to answer back. Third down play here. On the counter action, the give is to Funer. He's got room to run along the left side. A big hole all the way down to the 35-yard line. Well, they spot it down at the 36, but it's still plenty for the first down.
Matt Terryberry, the left guard, and Casey Schucke, the left tackle over there on that left side, clearing the way. You're going to see a huge hole here, and that's going to be more than big enough for Funer to get on through and pick up excellent yardage, pick up the first down, and keep his team on the move towards the end zone.
Funer 6 carries for 31 yards. Kaiser double pumps it and trying to catch the tight end, Dusty Hudson, who was releasing from the right side. Check that, it's 85 Curtis Johnson.
A lot of black shirts in the way here. That's why the quarterback Kaiser, he was going to go ahead and deliver it on that first attempt, but he saw that there was a black shirt right in the way. He held on to the football and then delivered it short, and probably well that he did, because a lot of black shirts were coming up. Probably an interception loom there.
Counter action again. This is Kyle Coates, drugged down from behind by Matt Sufel. Penalty flags on the play. They'll spot it down at the 31-yard line. And it's a holding indication against the Imperial Longhorns. And now Roger Douglas chatting with the members of the Aquinas defense as to just what they want to do. The ball right now is marked at the 31-yard line.
There are some hardy souls right there. Youngsters with, I presume, some removable tattoos.
Well, they're going to spot the penalty from the 36-yard line and back it up all the way to the 46-yard line. So instead of 3rd down and 5, it's going to be 2nd down and a bundle. They need to make the 26-yard line to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 20. Now with 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter, and Aquinas on top 6-0.
Curtis Johnson just delivering the message from the bench to his quarterback, Luke Kaiser. See what we come up with here.
Coates will split out wide to the right. Ben Johnson, the fullback. And the tailback is Funer. And they'll pitch it to Funer. He's got blocking along the left side. Now good pursuit by Aquinas out across the 40-yard line down to the 38-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. And it'll still be 3rd down and long for the Longhorns.
Play looked like it might go for a moment. Matt Pohl over there, 46, along with Kelly Kadavy. You'll see that pursuit Bill talked about. That's Pohl, 46 right there. He gets an arm on there, and Kadavy finishes up with the tackle. Kadavy 79 tackles on the year.
3.5 to play in the quarter. 3rd down and 8. Kaiser dropping back to pass. Looking over the middle, and the pass is too far out in front of the intended receiver. That was the tight end, Dusty Hudson, number 95.
Once again on the play action pass, Luke Kaiser gets the nose of the ball up. It sails on him. Second pass today that's happened. Pass just keeps climbing, doesn't come down, and sails right on over the receiver, except this time nobody there to pick it off, as happened last time.
4th down and 12 now. And Kaiser will drop back in punt formation. Back for David City Aquinas is Eric DeWispelaire and 16 Tony Kobza. And the punt angling toward the sidelines, and it just catches the corner of the end zone for the touchback. Good effort by Kaiser, but they'll bring it back out to the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 10. 6-0 is our score. David City Aquinas on top thanks to a 59-yard touchdown run by Tony Truxa. We've got 3:19 left to play in quarter 1. Class C1 State Football Championship. Craig Pellin is the quarterback, 14. And there's that wing tee set. A receiver split wide to the right side. Man in motion. They give it on the inside handoff to DeWispelaire, and he has nowhere to go.
Good job that time by 42 for Imperial. That's Neil Funer. He wasn't fooled by any of the misdirection on that play. That motion coming back from right to left, and the play going back on a counter play. But Funer was there to make the hit. There you see what I'm talking about right there. And there's, again, a lot of happy fans. Great to be here, supporting their ball club.
Jeff Kopeski splits out wide to the left. 2nd down and 11 after a loss of 1. Kadavy, the man in motion. They give it to the fullback. This is Truxa again. Very similar play to the one that he scored on, and he bowls his way out to the 30-yard line. It'll be just about a half-yard shy of the 1st down. That'll bring up 3rd down and less than 1.
Truxa looking for that daylight here again, but not found this time. They close it down real well. Scott Stinnett over there, leading tackler on the ball team this year.
Look at them all huddled up there. And a quarterback sneak. Pellin, behind a great offensive line surge, gets down to the 32-yard line and gets the 1st down by plenty, and the David City drive stays alive.
Thought maybe they're going to try to throw him over there. You know, the old days they used to do that. Grab a hold of him and
catapult him over the line.
Him over till they put in a rule. Now you can't do that anymore.
Inside 2 minutes to play in the quarter.
Real old days.
1st down and 10 from the 32-yard line. And they give it to the fullback. This is Truxa breaking into open field once again. 30, 20, 10, touchdown.
68 this time, Bill. Wow, that kid can fly.
A 68-yard sprint by Tony Truxa has given David City Aquinas a 12-0 lead.
That wishbone, you have to respect that fullback, no question about it. And when you have a guy that can move it like that young man right there, Tony Truxa, well, it's even more important. He He had 1,394 yards this year, and we can see why. He just bolts one down the far sideline. Huge speed.
The Monarchs will go for 2. Pellin to throw. DeWispelaire forced out of bounds, but he got a foot down. A tremendous catch by Eric DeWispelaire off the toss from Craig Pellin. The 2-point conversion try is good, and David City Aquinas, with 1:37 left to play in quarter 1, has a 14-0 lead.
Huge belt here by Funer. Watch this here. DeWispelaire's going up. Boom, he takes a huge hit by Funer right there, but gets the foot down, and it's 2 points for Aquinas. Wow, I still can't get over that speed Truxa showed.
Well, there's a lot of misdirection with that wing tee. They put the man in motion. They've got the fullback that can hit the hole hard and quick. And when you've got a guy like Truxa with such good speed, you give him just a little hole. If he can get through there quickly, he can really do some damage, and he's shown that today. He's got a 59-yard touchdown run and a 68-yard touchdown run, and I would imagine, Adrian, that his average for the day is pretty good.
4 carries, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He could just go hang it up for a while. Now he won't do that. Just 1:37 left in this first quarter.
He's had a pretty good game in this first quarter. And the kickoff is taken by Ogg. Straight up the middle. Big yards once again after the 40-yard line. Elton Ogg has done a tremendous job on kick returns for Imperial. Once again, the Longhorns will have great field position.
Now David Vandenberg there to make the hit along with Coulter Hilger. And it's fortunate those 2 guys were there. Otherwise, Ogg might be standing in the end zone right now. Here you see the replay. Ogg, a senior, 150 pounds, taking it right up the gut this time. And there you see that initial hit made there by Vandenberg.
You know, they talk about the guys on the kick coverage who go down there with reckless abandon and throw their bodies at the receiving team. Elton Ogg just attacks the defense.
Going after it.
Straight up the middle, and here's a carry by Neil Funer. And he finds good yardage up the middle. Out to midfield across the 49, just shy of the 50-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 3 after a 7-yard gain. 1:10 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Imperial still looking for some offensive answers here against this defense that David City Aquinas has put up against them. They'd have just 55 yards in the ballgame thus far.
Johnson and Hudson are the tight ends. They keep it on the ground with the fullback, Ben Johnson. He's got a lot of room to run following the left guard, or the right guard rather. Across the 40-yard line down to the 38-yard line. That's more than enough for a first down. And the Longhorns with a good drive here to close out the first quarter.
Big Ben hauls the mail here, 165 pounds, puts it right through the hole on the right side. Right over there over Ryan Johnson and Lance Koenig. And takes it upfield for the first down.
40 seconds remaining in the period. 14-0 Monarchs. Receiver split wide to the left side. And the ball is given to the tailback, Kyle Coates. And he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage, may have even lost a yard. They'll spot him down at the 38. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 now.
Not much going here. Just good defense over there. 76 is Cunningham.
10 seconds remaining in the quarter, and they'll have to hustle to get the play off. Kaiser surveying the defense. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they won't do it. Time is up in the first quarter of play here in Class C1 with our score. David City Aquinas, thanks to 2 big touchdown runs by Tony Truxa, has a 14-0 lead over Imperial, but the Longhorns are moving. We'll go to the second quarter when we come back.
The Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine physicians are committed to giving patients the finest in orthopedic care. Athletes at the University of Nebraska have been under their care for over 24 years. The staff of 8 physicians have years of surgical experience to get you back on the field of competition or merely back to enjoying your evening walks. Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, proud to be your Husker team physicians.
That's the situation as we move to the second quarter of play in the 1997 Class C1 State Football Championship game. The David City Aquinas Monarchs leading the Imperial Longhorns 14-0.
In that first quarter, Aquinas accumulated 146 yards. All of that on the ground, and all of that coming primarily from Truxa. And Imperial just 67 yards total, and all of that also on the ground. I think there were 4 passes thrown, 3 by Imperial. That's 0 for 3, and 1 by Aquinas, and did not complete that.
Second down and 10 for the Longhorns. Imperial in Aquinas territory. Coates goes in motion, and it's on the ground the other way. This is Funer finding some room behind the left guard. Across the 35 down to the 36-yard line. That'll bring up a third down play. They need to make it just past the 28-yard line. So it'll be third down and 6. The ball at the 34.
Pete Arterburn just in as you see the replay here. Arterburn, reserve quarterback, playing a little split receiver, wide receiver. He's in with the play.
They've broken the bone. And Kaiser pumps once, drops back, pumps again. Running out of time, lofts one in the air, and this will be picked off. May have heard the throw a little bit, and this is Kobza with his second interception of the game, and he returns it to the 35-yard line.
Kaiser trying to go to Arterburn on a kind of a zig in, zig out pattern, but that was covered. So then he tried to recover. The pattern was tried to recover the pattern is what I'm trying to say. Could not get that done. Tried to come back on the ball. There you see it right there, but the ball again underthrown by Kaiser. And Kobza is there to make the interception. As Bill said, his second one on the day.
First down and 10 now for the Monarchs at the 35-yard line. This is Kelly Kadavy with the carry, breaking outside and breaking a couple of tackles. A big run, and it's a foot race to the end zone, and Kadavy will score. A 65-yard touchdown run by Kelly Kadavy.
Luke Kaiser had a shot at him right about the 35-yard line. Tried to tackle him right around the ankle tops. Did not happen. Watch here. He gets to the corner very, very quickly. Does Kadavy, and then boom, he starts going, and Kaiser had a chance to knock him down, could not get it done, and it's off to the races. And man, you talk about striking quick. David City, Aquinas, the Monarchs ripping it up right now.
11 minutes to play in the first half. And the point after try is no good as Pellin pulls it wide to the left. But there's a lot of damage that's been done off of Imperial turnovers. Kobza with 2 interceptions, and both times David City Aquinas has been able to turn them into touchdowns. First, Truxa with a 59-yard touchdown run after Kobza's interception. Then Kadavy, after Kobza picked off his second pass, goes 65 yards for a score.
There you see the first quarter stats. Add another turnover to that now. As those numbers have increased, those are first quarter stats. We're about a minute into the second quarter, and a lot of things have happened in that 60-second period. Lots of concern was expressed with respect to Aquinas' speed, and we have seen it here as Kadavy and Truxa just have torn up the turf here, showing tremendous speed, moving down the sidelines, putting the ball in the end zone on long touchdown runs.
We've got touchdown runs of 59 yards, 68 yards, and 65 yards. And the ball bounding around, scooped up at the 8-yard line. This is Funer with the football. He cuts outfield. Penalty flags on the play, and Funer returns it to the 29-yard line. Well, twice Imperial has had a pretty good drive, stopped by an interception, and then they haven't been able to recover right away.
Exactly the case, Bill, as they talk it over now downfield. Here is the kickoff bounding around, and finally Funer gets the handle. Good move right there. Avoids his tackle, picks up about another 8-10 yards on the play, but it's all going to come back.
And that'll back the Longhorns up inside the 10-yard line. They'll spot it down at the 8-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10. So not only do they find themselves in a hole on the scoreboard, they find themselves in a hole at their own 8-yard line. First down and 10 with 10:52 to play in the first half. And the Monarchs of David City Aquinas on top. And now, do you have a wishbone offense that can score points in a hurry? We've seen that wing T put them on the board in a hurry. This is Kyle Coates with the carry off the left side. He breaks a couple of tackles and is finally brought down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 9 on the play.
Coates breaking right through at the line of scrimmage. Mike Cunningham had a shot at him. Big number 76 for Aquinas. Couldn't pull him down. See it right there.
The ball spotted at the 16, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Kaiser calls his count, gives to his fullback Ben Johnson. He goes off the left side. He's brought down from behind. Short gain on the play. It'll be close to the necessary 1st down mark.
Trying to fight for that extra yardage there to pick up the 1st down, but it's going to be 2nd down. Now they're going to measure.
Close enough for a measurement. Roger Douglas, the referee, calls the chains out, and they'll spot it down. 10:09 to play in the 1st half. You know, one of the great things about doing these high school games is that you and I see a lot of college football, but we're seeing wishbones and wing tees and wide open split back sets and veer formation, stuff you just don't see at the other levels of football.
You bet. Makes it a lot more interesting in a lot of ways, Bill.
When was the last time you saw the wing tee?
Been a while. Been a while.
Johnson picked up the 1st down, so it's 1st down and 10. The ball at the Longhorn 18-yard line. Double tight, wishbone set. Kaiser will give to Coates across the 20, across the 25, and he's brought down at the 28-yard line. So the Longhorns coming back after giving up the touchdown, and they've got a pretty good drive of their own.
Starting to pick up chunks of yardage here, big-time yardage. That right side again, where the right guard Lance Keating and the right tackle Ryan Johnson clearing the way over there, along with their tight end Curtis Johnson.
First down and 10, the ball at the 28-yard line. And Kaiser wanted to throw, and he had no protection on that left side. Drew Eckmeyer, the defensive end, came in there untouched and planted Kaiser down at the 22-yard line.
This is just a free ticket to ride right here. Watch this. Eckmeyer, a junior, going to just come in. Watch closely. Bingo. He's, tell you what, Kaiser lucky to hang on to the football. Big hit there by Eckmeyer.
Loss of 6 on the play. Now 2nd down and 16. The ball back at the 22-yard line as we move under 9 minutes remaining in the 1st half. Kaiser wants to throw again. It's Funer out in the flat. They work the screen play. Funer bringing it back to midfield. He's out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Nice looking play in the screen pass, but it's still well short. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Casey Schilke out there, the left tackle, setting up part of that screen. Pretty good kick out block, and then Funer just cut it back inside, barreling down to the inside. There you see Schilke and also Matt Terryberry.
3rd down and 6, the ball at the 32. Big play here for the Longhorns. They need something good to happen, trailing at 20-0. And they give us to Funer. He takes it straight up the middle behind the blocking across the 35-yard line. Forward progress will be just shy of the 37, and they'll be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. Here comes a 4th down situation. Now you're trailing 20 points. You've got 8 minutes left in the half. Do you go for it or do you punt it away?
I tell you what, the way David City is playing, Bill, I tell you, you don't want to give him the ball right down there. I think they got to kick it away here. Kaiser is their kicker. He's calling a play right now. He's huddling it up, but I do believe they're going to kick.
And they are. David City, Aquinas had already dropped back in return formation. And Luke Kaiser is now standing at his 23-yard line. 4th down and 2. And they run the fake. This is Johnson up the middle, bulling his way forward just shy of the 40-yard line, and that will be enough for a Longhorn 1st down. So a gutsy call by Fred Bessler as he goes to his bag of tricks.
Real gutsy call. He picks up that 1st down just by about a half a yard. There you see it again as Ben Johnson takes it up and over. And again, just gets it past the stick, maybe by the length of the football, maybe a little bit more than that. But gutsy call, gutsy play, it pays off, and Imperial another chance here.
Boy, when he got close, he was not going to be denied. First down and 10, the ball at the 40. 7:05 remaining in the half. Kaiser to throw. Lofts one out there, and it is intercepted. Craig Pellin with the pickoff. Back upfield, spun around to the 25, down to the 23-yard line.
Third interception thrown on the evening by Kaiser, and again overthrown on the play. We'll see it again here in a moment. Setting up, looking back, looking right, then going back left, and good break to the ball right there by Pellin. And he's going to bring it back on a good return also. What do we have, a penalty down there too?
Penalty flag was thrown at the end of the run. It was after the interception. That's a big one. Instead of the 23-yard line, they're going to spot the football down at the 45. So the clipping occurred midway through the run. They mark it off from the spot of the foul, and it's first down and 10 at the 45-yard line. So Imperial gets the fake punt, and on the very next play, they throw the football away. First down and 10 now for the Monarchs at the Longhorn 45-yard line. 6:51 to play in the half. Here's Kadavy trying to get to the near side. This time there's no room to run.
Good pursuit, about 5 white jerseys over there in pursuit of the football, and they got to it and shut it down very quickly. And I guess watching that offensive play right there, Bill, brought to mind where I saw this offense before. Millard North, Eric Crouch, Fred Petito's offense, exactly what we're watching here.
Second down and 12, a loss of 2. Inside 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. The Monarchs of David City Aquinas with a 20-0 lead. And the fullback, or rather the man with the football, Eric DeWispolaire, with a big carry down to the 10-yard line. You're right, we're going to have problems with those names.
Man, there is some Houdini stuff going on out there right now. What a great bunch of ball handling, a lot of good misdirection. Aquinas, watch this here. I mean, look at that. It's just mayhem back there in that backfield, and all of a sudden, DeWispolaire comes out with a football, and he's headed for the goal line before anybody knows what's going on. So again, David City Aquinas relying on that speed and popping it right down. DeWispolaire rushed for 736 yards this year. Just about got one in there.
All the way down to the 11-yard line. DeWispolaire lining up on the wing. One of the H-backs, he and Kadavy. The fullback is Truxa. First and 10 from the 11. The Monarchs on the move again. And Truxa, the fullback, with the handoff. Runs into the middle of the line and is dropped after a short gain.
Ball carrying number 8, Tony Truxa. Stopped on the play.
And they'll say he was dropped just shy of the 10-yard line, so no gain on the play. It remains second down and 10. Second down and 10, the ball at the 11. 5:25 and counting. The Monarchs are threatening again. Kadavy, the man in motion. Truxa on the carry. He's stopped again. This time he's thrown back. Didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Caleb Percy stepped right into the hole. He's playing defense over there along with, 71 Ryan Johnson. They just simply shut the play down. No gain.
Timeout call.
And with 4:57 to play in the first half, David City Aquinas leads at 20-0, and they've taken a timeout. We'll take a break with them and come back with more in just a moment.
There's the Missouri River, Father Flanagan's Boys Town, Omaha, Lincoln. And there's a chance to step back in time and appreciate those that pioneered the way.
Back in Memorial Stadium, 4:57 to play in the first half. David City Aquinas with a 20-0 lead on the Imperial Longhorns. Aquinas 10-1, Imperial 11-0 on the year. Craig Pallon, the quarterback, working that wing T offense to perfection. Kadavy goes in motion. Pallon drops back to pass, and the ball lofted into the end zone, intended for Truxa, and the pass was broken up by number 10, San McNair.
Intended for number 9. Scott Samick calling incomplete.
Good pressure that time and a good block out there. 44, Matt Weiss. Check that. Kelly Kadavy on the block. He stopped the penetration by the defense and enabled Pallon to get the pass off. And it looks like we're going to have a field goal try now.
Well, the pass was intended for number 9, Scott Samick. Or Samick, rather, not Truxa. In any event, it's incomplete. And the field goal try, the ball will be spotted down at the 19-yard line. A 29-yard attempt. This is a fake field goal. Kobza with the football. The race is to the corner, and he's drug out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Stopped short of the first down. Good reaction that time by the Longhorn special teams.
Saw the fake punt. That worked for Imperial. Now we see the fake field goal. And comes up a little bit short here. There you see the replay, and going out right at the 3.
Scott Stinnett with the tackle, riding Kobza out of bounds. They tried a little option action on that fake. And they come up just a couple of yards shy. Unfortunately for Imperial, the bad news is they start off first down and 10 at their own 3-yard line with just 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go.
Long
Here's
field
Johnson,
to go. You bet.
the fullback with a carry. He's out across the 5-yard line. And he gets it out to the 7-yard line. That'll make it second down and 6.
Just trying to get a little operating room there as they run the ball right off tackle. Pick up about 4 yards on the play. A little breathing room.
This is Coates, hit immediately as soon as he gets the football. Matt Sufal wraps him up and throws him for a loss back to the 7-yard line.
Stopped on the play. Number 77, Matt Sufal.
Here comes the junior right here, 77. Wrap him up immediately for that loss. Lost a couple of yards on the play. Good job by Matt Sufal, 180-pounder. Leading tackler on the ball club this year with 121 tackles on the year.
Third down and 6. Forward progress to the 7. 3.5 to play in the quarter. And they'll quick kick it. Elton Nog pooches it out of there and gets a Longhorn roll, and this will roll dead inside Aquinas territory. 47. And that's where they'll down it. So Fred Bessler elects to just get the ball out of there. And not a bad idea.
No, just surprise everybody. Nobody back at all. Obviously not even looking for it. And the ball gets out back across midfield. The way David City's going, though, with his offense on the explosive speed that their backs have, it doesn't make much difference where that ball is. They can crank it from about anywhere. And they'll start this one at about the 48-yard line.
DeWitt-Belair in the slot to the left. Trucks to the fullback. Kadavy to the right. And Kadavy goes in motion. He gets the football going around the near side. He's got a couple of blockers. Catches the end and is forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 11 yards and a first down.
Kelly Kadavy.
Lots of things happen off that motion action, and you see it right here. You see the action by the fullback. You have to respect the fullback on the play. You can see the straight handoff. You can see the option action, the reverse action. Lots of different things can happen with that sort of play action.
Kadavy in motion again. This is DeWitt-Belair wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe even been thrown for a loss of 1.
See there, you're looking at a handoff to Kadavy, and then he hands it off to the inside, a little inside trap action. Watch this here. 2 handoffs right there. DeWitt-Belair ending up with a football, but again, very little gain on the play.
In fact, lost a yard, second down and 11. Palan, the quarterback. Kadavy in motion once again, and Palan wants to throw the football. He's got pressure. He tucks the ball under, heads upfield across the 40 to the 36-yard line, through a shoe, and steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Flag on the play also. Flag thrown down there about the 50-yard line. Going to be a holding call on David City. Palan looking to make some good yardage up to the far side over there, and as Bill said, threw a shoe. Just kept going. Rather throw a shoe than throw a helmet like Steve Young did last year. He kept going too. He's the guy with all the concussions also, I believe.
Right. Well, this is a monster penalty because they mark it from the spot of the infraction, and they will set the football down at the 39-yard line. He was chased out at the 34, and they'll spot it at the Monarch 39. "27-yard difference in field position. Now 2nd down and 19. And a quick handoff to the fullback Truxa, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and hit down hard.
Scott Stinnett makes the initial hit. Truxa going nowhere this time. Stinnett just barreled right in there. Leading tackler on the Imperial Longhorn football team.
Inside 2 minutes remaining in the first half. David City Aquinas with a 20-0 lead. They have the football. They've got a 3rd down and 29 situation at their own 39-yard line. DeWispelair gives off to Kadavy. They keep it on the ground. He's able to edge the football across the 40-yard line, but that's well short of any kind of yardage for a first down.
Play hasn't worked so well here of late. Imperial looking for that play, laying for that play. Goes for very little, if any, gain again on that play. So
Gain of 2 on the play brings up 4th down and 27.
4th down and a bunch, and it'll be kicked away here.
Gain to kick for the Monarchs, number 15.
Jeff Kopeski, number 15, will kick it for the Monarchs. Elton Ogg is back there to receive, as is Sam McNair. 1 minute and 5 seconds and counting remaining. And a decent looking kick by Kopeski. Coming to McNair, he gives off to Ogg. Ogg gets a good block at the 30, and that gives him a couple extra yards as he falls forward to the 38-yard line.
That block put down there by Lance Keening, number 60. Ogg got a chance to turn it to the outside because of that block. We'll see it again here from the other side. Ogg will be going away from you. Well, no, coming right towards us on the handoff, and there he goes away from us. That's the block right there Bill was talking about, and that was Keening.
51 seconds remaining in the first half, and David City Aquinas is going to use one of their 3 timeouts, and that'll give Fred Bessler and company a chance to talk things over offensively. We'll take a break as well and come back with more right after this.
How would you feel if you found out you could have gotten your new car for less? You should know about Anderson Ford. We have the best deals in town. Are you tired of car salespeople following you around? No matter where you go, they're right behind you? Hey, come to Anderson Ford. We do things differently.
David City Aquinas leading Imperial 20-0. 51 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Imperial with the football and with 3 timeouts remaining. Kaiser, the quarterback, stumbles dropping back, lofts a pass out there, out of the reach of the intended receiver Dusty Hudson, the tight end, number 95. That'll stop the clock with 46 seconds remaining.
Craig Pellin on the coverage. You'll see him right there. Ball not catchable, way out of bounds as Hudson tries to go after it, dives for it. He had 16 receptions this year, 455 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dusty Hudson.
2nd down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Coates with the carry. And he bowls his way forward to the 44-yard line.
Ball carried by Kiss.
That's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and the clock continues to run with 33, 32, 31 seconds remaining.
Number 77, Max Over.
Drew Eckmeyer just about splits this one up, 69 right there. Just a tad bit late getting in, but he made a good hit on Kaiser.
Coates with the carry straight up the middle. Big yards into Monarch territory across the 40 to the 37-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 17 seconds remaining in the half. And a timeout called by Imperial. They're on the move, but do they have enough time? The ball will be at the 38-yard line. We'll have it 1st down and 10.
Great block up front by Richard Hickman. He set it all off for him to make all that yardage. As we're going to have a timeout, as Bill said, and coaches will come out and discuss it with their ball clubs.
We've seen this situation a couple of times this afternoon with Imperial. They've moved the ball well. They get into Monarch territory, and then they'll throw the football away or have their drive come to an end on a turnover or whatever. And David City Aquinas has capitalized.
Absolutely, Bill. If they can just control the football and play with the consistency they showed on that last play, they might get themselves in the end zone. There's just 17 seconds left in this first half, but again, they've got a shot at it. They're 38 yards away. Both coaches have conferred with each of their teams. About ready to get it back underway here. Imperial does have 2 timeouts left.
They break the bone. Johnson and Funer behind Kaiser. The man in the slot is Coates. And they give it to Coates on the counter action. Coates up the middle, sprinting across the 30, diving to the 28-yard line. And it's close enough to the 1st down that they're going to stop the clock and either measure or stop the clock on the 1st down. 7 seconds remaining, and Imperial has 2 timeouts remaining.
Lost about 3 seconds there, just trying to get it all lined up as the referees are now going to bring the sticks out to measure. It appears from my vantage point they have the 1st down, but we'll see here in a second.
Why not use a timeout here to stop the clock for sure, to make sure that you do get 2 plays? Because if you throw an incompletion, the clock's going to stop anyway. Now the clock's going to start
as soon as that referee fires it up. There it is right there.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Kaiser drops back to pass, lofts the ball into the air, out of bounds. It's incomplete, and that's the end of the first half. So 20-0 is our score. The Imperial Longhorns will go into the locker room trailing by 20, and they'll go into the locker room with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they should have done exactly what you talked about, Bill. And of course, that's history now. And they'll go in with it down 20-0. And Aquinas feeling pretty good about the football game. Aquinas playing some outstanding defense, and we saw just great speed on their offense with Truxa. Kobza showing some great speed. DeWispalair, all of them just really running very, very well. And they have a decided advantage in the total offense department. 265 yards total offense for David City Aquinas and just 140 for the Imperial Longhorns.
And all those yards coming on the ground. They've got 3 big plays, a 59-yard touchdown run by Truxa to get them on the board, a 68-yard run by Truxa, and then Kadavy with a 65-yard touchdown run. That's all the scoring we have in this ball game, and we are at halftime with David City Aquinas leading Imperial 20-0.
The Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine physicians are committed to giving patients the finest in orthopedic care. Athletes at the University of Nebraska have been under their care for over 24 years. The staff of 8 physicians have years of surgical experience to get you back on the field of competition or merely back to enjoying your evening walks. Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, proud to be your Husker team physicians.
Welcome to Memorial Stadium, home of the defending national champion.
Because of its remarkable clarity, Cellular One is Nebraska's #1 cellular service.
After a pickup of 14, that brings a 3rd down and 2 with the ball on the 16-yard line.
Cellular One, clear across Nebraska.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We are set to go with action in the third quarter. The Class C1 state championship game between the David City Aquinas Monarchs and the Imperial Longhorns. David City with a 20-0 lead. But the Longhorns will have a crack at it as they receive the opening kickoff. Elton Ogg up the middle, straight up the gut. It's a foot race. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Oh, baby, what a big play for the Longhorns.
Elton just hoofed it about 95 yards. Kind of a squibber kick, came down. See him pick it up here. Well, about 90 yards, picked it up right at the 10-yard line, and that's weaved his way right through the middle of all the black shirts, showing good speed. And there you see a foot race between he and Dave Vandenberg. He tries to throw a tackle. Here's the extra point, and
Dusty Hudson with the try. It's good, and 12 seconds into the second half. Chase County Imperial with a huge play on the 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Elton Ogg. We talked about how impressed we were in the first half with the way he plays.
Well, the kicking game in this ball game really has been a factor in Elton Ogg. He just puts a rocket. He does kind of a rocket man right into the end zone from 90 yards away, and that just puts a big spark in the Imperial football team. So let's see what happens here, Bill. Let's see just how they respond. Let's see if this Imperial defense comes out now and shuts off David City Aquinas.
Wow, what a start to the third quarter. Aquinas still has the lead, but do they have the momentum? Boy, when you go back to the end of the second quarter, Imperial had the football and had 2 timeouts and saw the clock wind down and was unable to get any points on the board. But they come out very strong here to start the second half. Now Dusty Hudson kicks the football away, and it's taken by Truxa at the 8-yard line to the 20, and he is hit at the 23. Still fighting for yardage, and they finally bring him down at the 24-yard line, and that's where David City Aquinas will now take over. But instead of leading at 20-0, the lead has been cut down to 13.
Swarming tackle over there on Truxa. Mitch Fisher over there to make a hit. Matt Weiss over there to make a hit. Truxa does not go down very easily. Number 90 is underneath that pile. Mike Phelps. He was part of the hit. And again, Truxa. We're going to have a official's timeout here as we have a shoestring repair.
Kyle Coates has his shoe off at the 30-yard line. It'll be Tony Kobza opening up the second half at quarterback for the Monarchs instead of Craig Pilon. He still has the familiar backfield with Kelly Cudahy. We understand it's Cudahy and not Kadavy. We apologize to Kelly. Cudahy is back there with Truxa, number 8, and number 30, Eric DeWispelaire. And Coach is ready to go, and so are we. 20 seconds into the second half. Tony Kobza is the quarterback. DeWispelaire, the man in motion, and they give it to Truxa, the fullback. He breaks one tackle, bounces to the outside, breaks another tackle, and is finally forced out of bounds at the 36-yard line. This guy's been unstoppable.
He's just got jets in his shoes tonight. I want to tell you, Tony Truxa just keeps firing away. One tackle missed there, and another there, and then finally just shoved him out of bounds. About all you can do with this kid. Just use the sidelines as another tackler, pin him in, and then shove him out of bounds.
Gain of 12 on the play. First down and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Kobza, the quarterback, calling a starting count. DeWispelaire, the man in motion. He gets the football. He brings it to the outside across the 40, 45. Brought down from behind by Hudson at the 48-yard line. The Monarchs are on the move.
Another first down there. DeWispelaire taking that handoff. Again, that action, that motion action. All these things you can do off this wing tee. Aquinas won't let that kickoff bother, or hasn't let the kickoff bother them a whole lot. They've just taken the football and methodically put it down the field.
First and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Back-to-back first downs. DeWispelaire in motion. Truxa, the fullback, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, breaks a couple of tackles. Then he's got company there across the 50 as 5 Longhorns converge on him.
There you see the numbers. 265 yards rushing by David City Aquinas as opposed to 130 by Imperial. You see the passing yardage, just add 10 to Imperial. 140 in total offense, just 265, no passing yardage at all for Aquinas, and they lead it 20-7.
Imperial was only giving up 90 yards a game on the ground. They gave up 265 in the first half. DeWispelaire breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's hit again in the backfield and struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go. The ball at the 48-yard line of the Longhorns.
Bill, you follow the rest of that up too. Imperial giving up a total of 170 yards in total offense per game. Aquinas has 292 already. They have 20 points, and Imperial gave up just 6 points per game to their opponents on the year. So Aquinas has exceeded both of those by a long ways, and we still have a lot of football left here to go in the second half.
3rd down 6. Cudevy with the carry. They give it back to DeWispelaire. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. May have even lost a yard.
That play just does not work for Aquinas. They've run it 4 times now in the ball game, and each time Imperial has it solved and handled very easily. But some of the other plays, some of the other action, they have not handled very well, have not handled that easily, and then to the tune of 291 yards rushing, and that'll bring in the kicking team as Jeff Kopeski will drop back now to punt.
And back to receive McNair, number 10, and Og, 48. Think they'll kick away from Og? They do. It's an end-over-end job taken by McNair at the 20. He dropped it and fell on it at the 24. Well, Craig Pilon, the quarterback, is involved in special teams. He was out there on the play. So apparently there's no injury to the starting quarterback of David City Aquinas. They just gave Kobza some snaps there. And now it's Imperial Chase County Imperial Longhorn football. 1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line. The attendance tonight, 3,200 plus on hand for this C1 final. Ben Johnson, the fullback, gets the carry, and he struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Nothing going at all on this play. Just a lot of jamming going on right in the middle. All kinds of folks getting involved. No gain.
Inside 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Imperial has gotten on the board and a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown on the opening kick of the 2nd half. Johnson, the man in motion. They'll sweep it to the far side. This is Funer with the carry across the 30, forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That may be enough for a Longhorn 1st down.
Watch the block by number 58 this time. Casey Schilke on the play. Fullback goes in motion. He hits the corner. He leads the play up around the corner. That was number 31, Ben Johnson, and then he'll perform that first block. But Schilke, 58, clears the way, and Funer picks up the 1st down.
The ball at the 35-yard line. The Longhorns on the move. Kaiser giving to Funer again. Waits for blocking, has room, and gets the ball outside or past the 45-yard line to the 47-yard line. Big plays back to back to back for the Imperial Longhorns.
Right tackle, right guard that time. They were the blockers who pulled from the right side. Lance Keening, Ryan Johnson pulling from that right side, clearing the way for Funer. And Imperial, well, they had a good visit at halftime, and now they're moving the football.
1st and 10 now at the 47. And they give us to number 44, Matt Weiss. He breaks a couple of tackles, brings it back to midfield, and fights his way for about a yard. That's the hardest working 1-yard gain you'll see.
Matt Terryberry blocking Eric DeWispelaire on the play, blocked him right into the play, as a matter of fact. And so Weiss didn't like that. He just spun around and went the other way. And again, like you say, Bill, he probably ran as far as he's ever run to pick up 1 yard.
Weiss checks out. Ben Johnson is back in there at the fullback spot. Coates and Funer are the tailbacks. And Kaiser will sweep it to the near side. This is Funer working his way through traffic, using his blockers well, and he's into Monarch territory at the 47-yard line.
Brought down on the block by number 18, Dave Vandenberg.
Lead block here, number 24, Kyle Coates. He makes that block there. Funer cuts behind it and picks up another 3 or 4 yards on to play. Make it 3rd down, 4 to go right at midfield.
3rd down and 4, 7:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. And you get the feeling that this is a big play for Chase County Imperial. They need to keep this drive alive. They're moving the football well. Coates goes in motion. Deep hand off to Funer. He's hitting the backfield. Wrapped up, breaks away, keeps going, keeps his feet driving, and he's across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Terrific individual effort by Neil Funer.
You're going to see the play again here. And Tony Trucks, I believe, had a shot at him here early right there. Could not wrap him up along with number 77. That's Matt Zufel. Somehow he gets out of that and picks up the 1st down. And Bill, I think you're right. That was a big play, and Imperial believes in himself right now.
Under 7 to play in the quarter. Johnson goes in motion. Split backs, sweeping it to the far side. Here's Funer again. He's got a couple of blockers out front, and he'll pick up a hard-earned 5 yards on that play, down to the 33-yard line.
Funer right, Funer left, Funer up the middle. Young man, very durable on the year. 181 carries, 13 touchdowns, and just over 1,000 yards, 1,024. And he is moving his club up the field.
They spot the ball ahead of the 33, so it's the 32. Give him 6. Johnson goes in motion on 2nd down and 4. Quick handoff to Coates, straight up the middle. And that'll be close to another Longhorn 1st down. This is an impressive drive by the Longhorns. They're not going to measure this one. They say it's a 1st down all the way.
We talked about pure grind 'em up football at the top of the show, Bill, and that's what we've seen so far. 291 yards picked up by David City, 187, but just 10 of that coming by the passing lanes for Imperial.
And the Imperial fans are coming alive now. 1st down and 10 from the 38. This is Funer. Just exploding through the line of scrimmage. Big hole on the left side. Across the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
Drew Ickmeyer, the first contact there, finished up by Eric Yendrick, 74. Aquinas trying to find a solution right now. They don't have it as Imperial just continues to blast away 4, 5, 6-yard chunks.
2nd down and 1. The ball at the 19. 2nd man through. This is Funer. A big hole on the right side. They're just taking it right up the gut. This is all the way down to the 11-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play, and that'll make it 1st down and 10 for the Longhorns. This is by far their most impressive drive of the day, and it's been all on the ground.
Absolutely. Running tackle to tackle. The people up front, Casey Schilke, Lance Keating, Matt Terryberry, Ryan Johnson, the center, Richard Hickman, all getting the blocking going on.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark remaining. In the 3rd quarter, this is Coates up the middle again. He's inside the 5. Well, there's nothing fancy about what the Longhorns are doing. This is smash mouth football.
Hammer and tong, just keep banging away. And that's what Imperial has done here as the play comes in. Number 85 brings it in. That's Curtis Johnson. Luke Kaiser has it, breaks the huddle. We're ready to roll.
2nd down and 1. Do you put the ball in the air or do you keep it on the ground? Kaiser on a quarterback sneak. Forward progress will be to the 1-yard line. They need to get inside the 1 for the 1st down. And they're going to spot it down right at the 1. So it's going to be 3rd down and a couple of feet.
Luke Kaiser's got to be in that 6'5" range, and he's going to tuck it in here somewhere. You just need a good exchange between he and the center.
Nobody over the center directly. Kaiser, they're going to keep it on the ground. 2nd man through is Funer. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. What a terrific drive by the Imperial Longhorns.
Went right over Ryan Johnson and Lance Keating on the right side. Huge hole, huge box. 2nd man through on the play. Love to see that kind of thing.
Neil Funer with a 1-yard touchdown run has made it 20-13. Hudson is on for the point after try. And that makes it 20-14. 14 unanswered points scored by the Imperial Longhorns here in the third quarter of play. And with 4 minutes remaining in the period, it's David City Aquinas 20 and the Longhorns 14. Back with more in just a moment.
There's the Missouri River, Father Flanagan's Boys Town, Omaha, Lincoln. And there's a chance to step back in time and appreciate those that pioneered the way.
With Adrian Fiala, I'm Bill Dolman. The sun is beginning to set here in Lincoln, and we have a tremendous battle now in Class C1. The Imperial Longhorns, with a 14-point explosion here in the third quarter, have come back. They trail it by 6 as they kick the football away to the Monarchs of David City Aquinas. Trucks are taking it straight up the middle, breaking free. He just couldn't quite avoid that last tackler. Kaiser, the quarterback, on kick coverage, is able to drag Truxa down from behind. And it's all the way out to the 36-yard line where they'll spot the football. And the Monarchs will have it first down and 10. 3:54 remaining in the third quarter. And Tony Copes, 16, remains the quarterback. Truxa right up the middle, wrapped up by Dusty Hudson. Little or no gain on the play. Well, the Longhorns are fired up offensively, and they are really fired up defensively.
Just saw Casey Shoki firing his arm in the air. He's excited. He plays that linebacker spot over there on the far side, or checking the defensive end spot. And they are indeed fired up, Bill. They can smell taking the lead here very shortly.
Gain of 1, second down and 9. Kudovic gets the carry, sweeping it to the near side. And he is pulled down by Scott Stinnett. Another 1-yard gain. That sets up a third down and long.
Stinnett just streaked right in there. He saw just an open lane, scraped right into that lane, and bingo, makes the tackle right there. Stinnett, 165 pounds. He's a senior. Wants to finish in style here in this championship game.
Problems with the formation, and they set Kudovic back in a split back set with Truxa. Now DeWispelaire goes in motion to the far side, and Cobza wants to throw the football. DeWispelaire is open, he's got it, and he's pulled out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Imperial. A huge play for David City Aquinas. That'll pick up the first down.
Tackle made over there by Fewer, and the DeWispelaire was a man in motion. He came from the left, crossed to the right-hand side, and then streaked out into the flat trying to match up with the linebacker. He got that done, and he made the grab. And like you said, Bill, a big play. Picks up the first down.
And the ball in Imperial territory. 2.5 minutes to play in the period. DeWispelaire giving on the handoff to Kelly Kudovic, and Kudovic cuts up field to the 47-yard line. They'll make it the 48-yard line, and it'll be second down and 8. Leave Arena split out wide to the left side, and Kudovic goes in motion, and they give it to Truxa. And he is hit immediately by Luke Kaiser.
Kaiser over there along with Shoki on the play, and they both wrapped him up. And that just spurs the crowd to a little more noise out there, because Truxa, well, he's been known to take that ball and go 69 yards for a touchdown.
Gain of a yard, third down and 7. The ball at the 46. DeWispelaire, the man in motion. Cobza pursued, gets away from one tackler, and will head upfield, and he's hit down at the 40-yard line. Stretches to across the 40 to the 39, which is what they need for the first down, depending on the spot of the football.
Casey Shoki was the man in hot pursuit of Cobza, and he laid on the ground for 10-12 seconds after that play right there. He just could not catch up to him, and there he tries to throw with the tackle, does not get it there. if he could have indeed done that, he would have thrown him for, well, not much of a loss, but he would not have picked up the first down. And it appears that, well, did they call it yet, Bill? No, it's going to be fourth.
The ball is touching the 40. They need the 39. 4th down and 1 with 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Aquinas is going to go for it. Trucks is the setback. He gets the football, and he's hit at the 40 and driven back. Now what's his forward progress?
Stinnett was there, along with Kaiser.
This is one of those left, right, left spots, and I'm not sure he got it.
I don't think he did. I think he's about a nose short. They're looking it over right now.
They're going to bring the chains out, but I think the Longhorn fans have reason to cheer. Oh, they're not close. Tony Truxa, who has touchdown runs of 59 and 68 yards, failed on that 4th down and 1 try to pick up the necessary 1 yard. And with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Chase County Imperial will have the football. Good field position at its own 39-yard line. 1st down and 10.
And a huge stop again. It was Stinnett and Kaiser on the play. They made the tackle. They stopped Truxa. And the ball goes over now. And again, his momentum swing has been huge, as Imperial now will try to punch it in.
This half started off with a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Elton Ogg, and that set the tone. Ever since then, it's been all Longhorns. Here's Coates with the carry to the 44-yard line, 45-yard line, then driven straight back. Gain of 5 on the play. Make it 6, call it 2nd down and 4.
Going over that left side again where Shoki is located, along with Matt Terryberry. Good blocking on the left side of the line.
Second down and 4. Fake to Johnson. Give it to Neil Funer. And he stretches across the 47 to the 48-yard line, just shy of the 49. And that's the final play of the third quarter. And the third quarter has come to an end. Time winds down, and boy, I tell you what a great quarter for the Imperial Longhorns, unbeaten at 11-0. They trailed 20-0 at the half. They have scored 14 unanswered points. They have the football, and they trail it now 20-14. We'll come back with what is shaping up to be an exciting fourth quarter of play in just a moment.
How would you feel if you found out you could have gotten your new car for less? You should know about Anderson Ford. We have the best deals in town. Are you tired of car salespeople following you around? No matter where you go, they're right behind you. Hey, come to Anderson Ford. We do things differently.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln with Adrian Fiala. I'm Bill Dolman. 20-14 is our score with 12 minutes remaining in the Class C1 state championship game. And what a terrific football game we have had so far. David City Aquinas raced out to a 20-0 halftime lead, but in the third quarter, Imperial seized all the momentum. They did so on the opening kickoff when Elton Ogg returned it 90 yards straight up the middle for the touchdown. Imperial controlled the football and also controlled the line of scrimmage. They turned them away on 4th down and 1, and they have the football now 3rd down and 1 at the Longhorn 48. Big play here for Imperial to keep the momentum. Kaiser to throw the football. Dusty Hudson is wide open on the other side, 20-yard line. Pallon giving chase, and he rides him out of bounds at the 14.
And what a great football call that was. Whoever made that call from the Imperial Longhorns ought to get a gold star and then some. Play action. They faked that run. Everybody from Aquinas bid on it, and bingo. There's Hudson all alone in the deep flat, and then it's a foot race, and Pallon catches up to him.
That's the first passing attempt for Imperial in the second half, and it couldn't have come at a better time. That caught the Monarchs off guard big time. And Hudson rumbles down to the 13-yard line. It is now 1st down and 10 for the Longhorns. And they are threatening once again. They have owned this second half. David City Aquinas needs a stop here. They sweep it with Fuhr, and he's hit in the backfield. Big play by Mike Cunningham.
Mike Cunningham got his big frame over there, 250 pounds, moving like a dancer. Gets around the block. Great agility. See him come in from the left side there and just takes him right down. Great strength also.
Loss of 3. Check that, loss of 6. 2nd down and 16 now. The Longhorns going backward. Kaiser gives to Fuhr off the left side, picking his way through traffic, picks up a couple of blocks, and gets the football back down near the original line of scrimmage at the 13-yard line.
Those 2 blocks came from Lance Keening, number 60, and 71, Ryan Johnson again. They pulled from the offside, the right side, led the play back around to the left side, and Fuhr was able to cut behind it again and pick up some good yardage and put the ball, well, just right at the 13-yard line.
He gained the 6 yards back. Now it's 3rd down and 10 at the 13. Kaiser keeps it himself and has no chance on the play. And the stop the Monarchs need is the stop they got. Now 4th down and 10 as it gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Big play by Jeff Messing, 59. He ran down Kaiser from the back end. There you see the 3rd quarter stats. And Imperial has really stepped up the ladder in terms of their total offense. Aquinas hasn't had much of a chance at all to get things rolling here in the 3rd quarter, but that's because Imperial's offense has been on the field for most of that time, and we'll see a field goal try now.
They'll spot the ball down at the 19-yard line. It'll be a 29-yard attempt by Dusty Hudson. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is on its way and wide to the right. Well, they come up empty, but Imperial has to feel good about the way they move the football here in the second half.
You bet. They're still on the move. They're still attacking. They're still playing that good run and hit football that they're known for. And so they still have to have a fairly good feeling that that ball just sailed a little bit wide right for Dusty Hudson. He's one of the best kickers in the state and just missed that a little bit wide right.
David City Aquinas takes over. 1st down and 10. The ball at the 20-yard line. Duis-Belair goes in motion. He gets the handoff from the quarterback Kobza, and he is hit down hard at the 20-yard line, and somebody threw another shoe.
Casey Schilke over there, and also number 31, Ben Johnson, on the tackle. They wrapped up Duis-Belair for very little, if any, gain on the play. It'd be 2nd down and, well, let's call it 9.
Gain of 1 on the play. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in what has been a very entertaining C1 state championship game. David City Aquinas leading Imperial 20-14. Duis-Belair in motion. And they give it to the fullback Truxa. And he powers his way forward to the 23-yard line.
Ball carried by Truxa.
And it'll be 2nd down and a long 6.
Schilke again in on the tackle along with Mike Phelps this time. They have really put some clamps on Truxa here in this second half. Almost as if maybe 2 people are putting the shadow on him.
3rd down and long, I beg your pardon. And Kobza to throw. He's got pressure. And he throws it over the head to Duis-Belair. That's probably a good thing. Duis-Belair was standing at the 15-yard line with 2 or 3 Longhorns there in coverage. It would have been a huge loss had that pass been completed.
Let's take a look at this in terms of what happened to the passer after release of football. Looking over left, trying to set it up, and he got hit afterwards, and it was number 90, I believe. It was Mike Phelps again. He was kind of looking at the referee, expecting perhaps a flag. Did not come, so Aquinas will kick it away.
Kopeski is in to punt it on 4th down and 7. And this is McNair. Faking the handoff to Ogg. McNair trying to find the wall. He's got a couple of blocks. He's got some room. 35, 30, 25. Pushed out of bounds right in front of the Longhorn bench at the 27-yard line. Special teams have been huge for Imperial tonight.
Those 2 blocks that got him around the end, Bill. First Mitch Fisher, number 21, and then Lance Keening, number 60. They were the people that Got him going around the corner. Just got in the way of the black-shirted David City Aquinas Monarchs. Watch this here. The block's right there we're talking about. And then it's off to the races down the sideline. Puts him in great shape down in Aquinas territory right at the 27.
8:27 to play in the ball game. Kaiser the quarterback. Wishbone set behind him. First down and 10. This is Coates with the football. Powering his way across the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Man, things are really happening for Imperial here in the second half, Bill. As you said, as we see it again here, just 2 lead blocks up front and then just punish people in the secondary, and that's what he did. Craig Pellin taking the brunt of the punishment, number 14.
Gain of 10 yards, first down and 10 from the 17-yard line. This is Fuhr, straight up the middle. And he gets back to the 13-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6, under 8 minutes to go. Well, if I'm the Longhorns, they say, look, we didn't get any points on our last drive, but we moved the ball well. Let's do it again. If I'm David City Aquinas, you've got to say, come on, guys, you got to strap it on one more time and put a stop to this. Fuhr, the man in motion. Deep handoff to Coates. Going off the right side. He's met by a wall at the 10-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
Stopped on the play by Tony Truxa and Tony Coates.
This is going to make it about third down now and maybe a couple of yards to go here. A long 2, a short 3. Fuhr has been the guy who has really gotten it done. Let's see if they go to him.
Third down and 3. Fuhr goes in motion. Deep handoff again to Coates. He's tripped up at the 10, falls forward to about the 7-yard line, which is what they need for the first down, and it's close enough for a measurement.
Fuhr going in motion, trying to take some of the defense that is away from the play. And the sticks come out now. We'll get a good shot of it here in a moment.
And he's going to be short by about a yard. So it's going to be fourth down and less than 1 for Fred Bestler and his Imperial Longhorns.
They're talking it over on the sidelines right now.
And I would imagine you go for it. You don't get down there very often.
Play coming in right now. The messenger is number 90, Mike Phelps. He has just delivered the message. Here we go.
The Monarchs need another stop. The Longhorns need a yard. Johnson goes in motion. They give it to Fuhr, and he is stopped.
Trucks is underneath all of that, along with 47 for Aquinas. That's Coulter Hilger.
And I'm not sure he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
I don't think he did, Bill. It just obviously depends on spot here. Jeff Messing, also 59, involved in the play.
And they're going to bring the chains out one more time.
See if we get a shot of that football laying down there on the ground.
No question about it.
Didn't make it.
And in fact, they lost a couple of feet. So a great defensive stand by David City. They got it when they needed it. They've been getting pushed around throughout this second half.
And the irony of the whole play is that Tony Truxa was underneath most of that play. He hit Fuhr right in the midsection. He was mainly responsible for the stop on the play.
Now, do you come back with Pallon, who got you the 20-point lead in the first half, or do you continue to go with Kobza? And we take a look at the quarterback spot for David City Aquinas, and it is Pallon. And they give the football to Truxa, and he's drugged down from behind by Dusty Hudson.
See, they are really shadowing Truxa based on what he did to them in this in the first half of this football game. they've got a couple of people looking out for him. And he's finding the going much tougher here in the second half. Key for David City here now is hold on to the football, try to pick up a couple of first downs, move the ball down, but basically hold on to the football. Don't give it up in this territory.
And if you're Chase County Imperial, you want the football because you've got an offense that chews up a lot of yards, but it also chews up a lot of clock. 2nd down and 8. Forward handoff to Cudevy, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. He may have lost a couple of yards.
He did lose a couple of yards, and it looked like Dusty Wilson, I believe, in there to Dusty Hudson, I beg your pardon, to make the play. Number 95 comes right through. That big guy just right through the, he had the play diagnosed, read his key very well, stepped across, and made the tackle.
Big play here. 3rd down and 10. The ball at the 8-yard line. A loss of 2 on that last play. The David City Aquinas Monarchs lead it 20-16, but they've been on their backs here in the second half. Pallon, he'll keep it. Bringing it to the near side, cutting upfield, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and knocked out of bounds in Longhorn territory at the 45-yard line. They'll bring it back to the 47, but a huge play by Craig Pallon.
Taking advantage of the pursuit that time by the Imperial Longhorn football team, and they faked that handoff. He kept the football, faked the pass, and then turned the corner, got to the corner, and then turned on the jet. See it right here. He's faking that pass, and now it's goodbye. Some blocking right there. A lot of black shirts right there knocking white shirts down, and then Pallon puts the team right back, right across midfield.
Well, even if this drive comes up empty, David City Aquinas has changed the direction in this the game for field position. It's not going to matter. Truxa breaks free, and he is going to score. Touchdown. How devastating a play is that in this turn of events for Imperial. Meanwhile, David City Aquinas has really stolen a lot of the thunder away from the Longhorns.
Oh, Bill, I tell you, the whole momentum shift has just gone right down the drain now as we see it again here. Truxa, they did not shadow him very well that time, and this guy just has magic moves once he gets up into that line and gets through. Magic moves and great speed, and he put it right on through.
A 47-yard touchdown run by Tony Truxa,
which will put him at about 254 yards on the ball game.
2-point try. DeWispalera, the man in motion. They pitch it to him deep in the backfield, and he is hit down hard. That's a frustration tackle as much as anything.
But it makes it a 12-point ball game now. So Imperial, if they can come back on offense and get with it, put one up quickly, they still have time to get themselves back into the football game and still have a shot at the title. But my goodness. Pallon and Truxa just, wow. That's great fun.
What a spark.
Great fun.
Craig Pallon has given this football team. He came in, the team had its back against the wall, starting that drive at the 8-yard line, and it was 3rd down and 10, and Pallon got the big gain all the way into Longhorn territory at the 47, and then Truxa took it the rest of the way on the very next play. But had Imperial been able to get a hold there, still the field position game was totally different now. They no longer had the short field if they were able to force a punt.
One thing they got to do now. One thing they got to do now is try to kick it away from Ogg. Elton Ogg is the deep returner here. They have the ball lined up at midfield. I'm surprised they're not kicking from a hash mark and trying to cut the field down. They're going to squib it, however. It's not going to help. Ogg's going to get the ball anyway.
At the 13-yard line, straight up the middle once again, and this time they bring him down. And the return out to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Longhorns will have it 1st down and 10.
Eckmeyer in on the tackle along with number 47, Hilger. And they put Ogg away on the play. So 4:48 left here in the 4th quarter. Luke Kaiser out to lead his team down if he can.
Pete Arterburn is split to the near side, or to the right side rather, and Kaiser wants to throw the football. Rolling out, tucks it under, keeps it himself, has a nice little run out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Each team has its full allotment of 3 timeouts, but time is a big time factor now for the Longhorns as we reach the 4-minute and 30-second mark remaining.
Play action fake this time. Kaiser going to roll right, looking downfield. The coverage is there. David City Aquinas good coverage. So Kaiser's going to elect to run it up, and fortunately he puts that football away. He was kind of hold it out there sort of loosely before he put it away before getting hit.
Kaiser drops back to pass. He's got pressure and he's sacked.
That's Schilke, I think.
Eckmeyer, 69, shot out of a cannon from that right side.
58 is Schilke, but Eckmeyer just coming from nowhere. Beat the block on the far side.
Loss all the way back to the 28-yard line. Now 3rd down and 9. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. On the ground, Fuhr trying to maintain his balance, and he's tripped up as he crosses the 30-yard line, which is where they'll spot it. And now it's going to be 4th down and 8. They need the 38-yard line to pick up the 1st down.
Eckmeyer, his second big play right here as he trips up Fuhr. He comes up with a problem as far as the shoulder goes. He went off and holding that left shoulder, so he'll have a replacement in it. But Drew Eckmeyer, 2 huge plays here. He will, because of those 2 plays, Bill, they will kick it away as Kaiser drops back again.
They had 2nd down and 1, and now 4th down and 8. Kaiser to punt. Good snap. Plenty of time, and a long line drive kick. It's taken at the 22-yard line by Dave Vandenberg, and he's forced out of bounds. Check it, that's Kobza, number 16. And Kobza is forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter of the Class C1 state championship game. David City Aquinas leads Imperial 26-14.
Nowhere to go on the return. Just get out of bounds, get the offense on the field and let them go. 2:45, and well, if they can just grind it up here, as we talked about top of the show, grinding offense. They have grounded out for 410 yards tonight.
Most of it coming on 4 plays. Pallon remains the quarterback. DeWitt-Belair is the man in motion. Truxa again with that inside handoff. Breaking to the near side, and he's ridden down at the 42-yard line. 16th carry of the night for Tony Truxa, and he's already got over 200 yards. He was at 207 before that last carry. That's incredible.
We'll have to try to get a current update on that yardage as we see Truxa again at notions, but the Longhorn defense is there to stop him this time. But okay, there is the update now. It is indeed 221 now.
1st down and 10 at the 43-yard line. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the game. Pallon will take it up the middle himself, keeping all the way. Inches the football inside Imperial territory to the 49-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
That time Matt Sufel over there pulling from his right guard position, leading Pallon up inside. Kicked out the defensive end on the play, and Pallon able to turn it up inside, pick up 8 yards.
And the Longhorns still have their 3 timeouts. DeWitt-Belair, an inside handoff to Cudahy. He's brought down from behind. Tackle made by Scott Stinnett.
Imperial able to handle that play most of the evening, though. It's just a play that keeps that defense honest. They have to check each of the ball carriers, each of the handoffs, make sure that play's not going anywhere else but right there. So that play helps to set up other plays.
1st down and 10. And Pallon is more than happy to let that clock wind down. 1 minute and 15 remaining. DeWitt-Belair, the man in motion. They give it to the fullback. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now Fred Bessler is going to use those timeouts as he stops the clock with 1:05 remaining.
Good choice.
David City Aquinas led 6-0 with 7:31 to go in the first quarter when Tony Truxa broke free on a 59-yard touchdown run. That was after a Tony Kobza interception. Then about 6 minutes later in the game, Truxa again broke free for 68 yards. The two-point try was good. It was 14-0. Then Cudovey, a 65-yard run. He put in a big play. That also came after a Tony Kobza interception. The point after try failed. Aquinas led 20-0. That's the way it was at halftime. And then Elton Ogg opened up the second half with an electrifying 90-yard kickoff return that gave Imperial all the momentum in the world. That cut the lead to 20-7. Imperial controlled the football throughout the third quarter. Scored again on a Fuhrer touchdown run of 1 yard. That made it to 20-14. But David City Aquinas with another big touchdown run of 47 yards by Truxa has made it 26-14 as we go under a minute. Palan keeps it himself. Penalty flags on the play. That'll stop the clock for a moment. 56 seconds remaining in the game. We talked about the big plays that David City Aquinas has turned in. Adrian, I go back to the 4th down and 1 stand on the 8-yard line.
Huge. When
the Monarch defense was literally falling on its backside, and they were able to suck it up and turn away the Longhorns and get the football back.
That was huge. That was basically a big turning point, Bill. You think that the way Imperial had been running the football, that they've been able to get that first down, but somehow they were not able to move it across, as this penalty is going to go against the Monarchs here. A huge penalty with 56 seconds left. Just to put it in perspective, Aquinas on the evening has acquired 433 yards in total offense. Imperial, on the other hand, had been giving up just 170 yards per game to their opponents, and that kind of gives you an idea of just what David City has done here tonight. And also Imperial just giving up 6 points per game to their opponents, and David City Aquinas has 26 on the evening as the clock starts and continues to wind down, and now a timeout is being called.
45 seconds remaining in the Class C1 state championship game, and right now it's all Monarchs of David City Aquinas. They lead at 26-14. We'll take a timeout here and come back with more right after this. 45 seconds remaining in Class C1. The 1997 state championship is just moments away from being decided, and barring a miracle, it'll be David City Aquinas returning to the throne as the kings of Class C1. They won 2 straight state championships a couple of years ago, and Milford won a couple of titles in 96 and 95, but right now with a 26-14 lead and 36 seconds remaining in the game, it looks pretty good for the Monarchs as Truxa is tackled right in front of his own bench. After a penalty was tacked off, it was 2nd down and long. It's now 3rd down and 20, and Imperial will use its 3rd and final timeout. That stops the clock with 32 seconds remaining.
That play very typical of the battle that Truxa has put on here today. This youngster with just 40-some seconds remaining in the ball game when the ball was snapped, he just continued to fight and battle and keep his feet. He tried to stay in bounds over there. He did stay in bounds. They had to burn a timeout. And David City Aquinas will win their 4th championship here. They won it in 94, 93, and in 1980. A runner-up a couple of times in 81 and 91. And big feather in the hat of Ron Mimick and his staff. Tony Smith, Scott Mellon, Ken Pellon, Marv Pellon, Kevin Andel.
3rd down and 20, 32 seconds remaining. 26-14 is our score. And this is Truxa once again, moving the football out near midfield to the 48-yard line, and that, in all likelihood, will be the final play of the game. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, and that will do it. David City Aquinas got out to a big lead. They survive a second-half threat by the Imperial Longhorns, and David City Aquinas returns to the throne in Class C1 as the champions with a 26-14 win over the previously unbeaten Imperial Longhorns. 26-14 is our final score. David City Aquinas wins it over the Imperial Longhorns. We'll take a break here and come back with some final thoughts in just a moment. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. It has been decided in Class C1, and the winner, David City Aquinas, with a 26-14 win over the Imperial Longhorns. Imperial came in unbeaten at 11-0. David City 10-1 on the year. They lost their season opener to Wahoo Newman. Then they really learned a lot, they said, and they ran the table the rest of the way, and they ran out to a 20-0 lead on Imperial, and they made it hold up thanks to a great defensive stand late in the fourth quarter and a big touchdown run by Tony Truxa that put it away.
David City going against an excellent defense coming into this ball game. Imperial had pitched 5 shutouts of their opponents. Shut out Adams Central in the final game and the semifinal game in the playoffs this year, but they could not shut out the Monarchs today. They scored 26 points, led by Tony Truxa. He had 228 yards and 3 touchdowns, 19 carries on the evening. Neil Fewer, he had 24 carries and 124 yards. He was the big workhorse for the Longhorns from Imperial, Nebraska. So, Bill, it was a great football game. We've seen a lot of great football back and forth. 3 games now, 2 different games in each half, and kind of interesting. I love that kind of thing. Great competition, everybody giving their all, leaving it all on the field, and that's exactly what happened tonight for Aquinas and Imperial. They all just left it all out on the field. Nothing to take home except a medal, a first-place medal and a second-place medal. And these teams, again, congratulations on a good year. Head coach Rob Mimick and his David City Aquinas staff, again, stepping up, picking up their 4th championship for that school. And head coach Fred Bessler and his staff, Skip Martin, Dan Lenners, Monty Burrell, and Kevin Harris, also a job well done here this year. They came in 11-0, and 11-1 ain't bad, guys. So good job all the way around, and good luck for next year.
For Chase County Imperial, it's their first trip to the state final game, and they will come up just short as they finish the runner-up to David City Aquinas. Once again, the final score, David City Aquinas defeats Imperial 26-14. The Monarchs rule in Class C1.
John McNabb.